Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Matt's coming. No. When do we start?
Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Ooh, went off the rails there.
It was never really even on the rails, to be honest. Man, what a fun movie we saw.
I'm always
this
going in the
weekend.
right direction.
I don't know if that's also true, but I mean, what you need is like karaoke.
Do I need to say it like real menacing, like Kurt Russell? Brandy, you're a fine girl.
That was
What
creepy.
a good wife
you would be. The sea is calling him back.
Jesus,
Man, was he good in that movie, huh?
What good hair!
Oh, amazing
My
hair.
God, I hope I have hair like that.
Barry
at his
Gibb
age.
wishes he had hair like that. Barry
Good
Gibb.
beard.
Oh yeah, Barry Gibb wishes he had a beard like maybe Barry Gibb was Ego. Was Barry the one with the beard?
What are you doing?
From the Bee Gees, or is it Maurice?
I don't
Maybe it was
know the
Maurice.
Bee Gees.
What the? Time to fact check the show because apparently
So fast.
I was criticized for fact checking the show when we were talking about some sort of sex thing a couple
No,
weeks
we
ago.
weren't. We were talking about margaritas.
Oh, and rimming, yes, and then rimming the glass. It's a real thing. You rim the glass.
Yeah.
You don't unless you're Hans Gruber, then it's shoot the glass. Come on, what movie?
Of course. It's not even a question.
You're then why didn't you answer?
Oh, it's Die Hard 1, the first Die Hard, Die Hardest.
Yes. What was
Sometimes
I fact checking?
I don't know.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
the Bee Gees.
Sometimes I like to have margaritas, but I mistake them for daiquiris because I like to say that I'm making a daiquiri for Zachary.
Oh wow, I like pina coladas
You, I do not.
and getting caught in the rain.
I don't like coconut.
No, I'm not much of a pina colada guy.
Coconut's
but
disgusting.
I do like if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
I don't actually like either one of those things.
No, not many people do. Okay,
That
maybe
person
it's
allowed would do nothing
Okay.
for me.
Barry Gibb. Here we go. Hold on. Oh yeah, totally Barry Gibb. But that could definitely be Ego right there with that hair and the beard.
It's a good head of hair.
It is a fine head of hair.
But
What a good hair. What a good head of hair it would be.
let's do the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Thank God there were like 18,000 trailers this week, because otherwise this would be a light news week.
True story.
So many trailers we're actually skipping one of them. It's Wonder Woman.
If you've seen one trailer, if you've seen it already, if you saw the first trailer, you've seen the second trailer.
Yeah.
That was pretty much our summation.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman. We're gonna go see it. It's fine.
Yes, DC, you have our money.
But other news. We knew before that Runaways was getting optioned over at Hulu, and it has been officially picked up. I showed you the picture.
Oh yes, you did show me the picture.
That was one of all the kids.
Oh yes, all the kids and the kid with like the glasses and the tall hair and
Yeah,
kind of tries to look like the picture from the first comic.
it does. Yeah, they try and emulate the cover of the first graphic novel, which is really cool, which makes me excited. It means I might actually have to buy Hulu.
You gonna buy something?
I don't know how I'm going to get the money for it. Buy more comics so I can afford Hulu.
Patreon.
For a month.
Just a month of Hulu.
So when Runaways
Get a
comes
free
out-
membership, like get the free month trial.
Oh, I have a way to watch one. Runaways? Runaways.
Somehow, Elmer Fudd has made his way onto the show. Those wascally Runaways.
He's doing a crossover. I forget which character he's doing a crossover
Elmer
with.
Fudd?
Yeah, DC's doing a bunch of one-shots where they're crossing over Looney Tunes characters. Like, for all these one-shots. I forget who Elmer Fudd's with.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's whatever. We'll see if it's any good. It might be
The
fun.
Joker.
not,
Shh, be very quiet.
not terrible,
We're
but
hunting the Widower.
when you're doing this, you get these real dead eyes.
I do.
Like, you have to focus solely on the voice, so
I
like,
do.
your eyes get a little
I
big
think-
and die.
Yeah, probably the Riddler would be the best. Be very quiet. We're hunting the Widower.
I forget which one he is, but those are a thing that are happening. Add it to your pull list.
That was a very smooth plug. I liked it. Wait a minute.
Speaking of images, what?
I said that's a very smooth plug. I like it. Wait a minute. And you respond with, speaking of images.
No. The first image of the Inhumans has come out. That isn't a set photo, and super underwhelming.
Makes pictures of celery look exciting.
It's like, yeah, that's some good discount royal family characters.
In front of a
Sweet.
nondescript background.
Woo. Are you excited for this show?
No, this has really not inspired me.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, all right, cool. They had a little tease. It was basically just voiceover of saying that they're going to overthrow the royal family, but we already knew that from the plot synopsis that came out. So I'm like, woo.
We're going to overthrow the royal family.
The royal family?
Royal family.
Same information in a slightly different medium. Yeah. I think the worst is Medusa. What do you know about Medusa?
I know that if you look her in the face, you turn to stone.
Wrong,
And
Medusa.
Jason beat her to get the golden fleece by using a mirrored shield. And she saw a reflection and she turned herself into stone.
Good movie. Jason and the Argonauts.
Yes, well, it's also a good story.
Who did that? It wasn't Willis O'Brien. It was the other one. Oh, it was Harryhausen. There we go. Yeah, you don't need to fact check the show.
I'm done.
I just had to go through the lexicon in my brain.
That's a scary place to be.
But Medusa, her whole power is her hair essentially has a mind of its own. It's like the sentient hair that's always moving
Well,
and waving around.
Because in Greek mythology, she had snakes for hair.
Yeah, and this just looks like a boring ginger wig.
Oh, wow. Because she's supposedly so hideous that you can't look her in the face.
Yeah, this Medusa is supposed to be pretty hot.
Oh, wow. Well, then she's not really a Medusa. She's a Medusa. Ha ha!
Look, she lives on the moon.
Oh, that's kind of, I've kind of gave up on long distance relationships.
As well you should. Guillermo del Toro came out this week and said, hey, there is going to be another Hellboy movie.
Excellent.
Except it's going to be a reboot that's totally unrelated and it's going to be R-rated.
Does that mean no Ron Perlman?
Ron Perlman is out.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of my reaction.
I like
too.
Ron Perlman a lot.
I mean, look, I know it's been 9 years since the last one, but I still would have liked to see the trilogy closed out.
Yeah, finish it. But, oh well.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, it was a thing.
I mean, they weren't the best movies ever, but they were fun.
Yeah, don't screw that up. Don't screw it up, Guillermo.
So, yeah. Oh, wait, and by Guillermo del Toro? Because
You mean
someone's yelling at me.
Benicio?
No, I mean Mike Mignola, the guy who created Hellboy. I just said it was the director
Oh,
of
my
the
bad.
last two movies. So I've
You're bad, really.
I've erred.
Yeah, and you took me down the wrong path and caused me to sound stupider than I normally am.
But yeah, Hellboy's back, baby, but with a different director and a different actor and a different story.
I have nothing to add.
Well, I'm glad I brought it up to you then.
Thank you. I already gave my 2 cents. I'm bummed there's no Ron Perlman.
But speaking of movies,
Yes, I love movies.
sweet, perfect segue. What are you looking at?
The sky. Thinking of great movies.
We're in a basement,
Well, the sky is kind of up.
so my ceiling.
It's close enough.
Speaking of movies, there were a lot of trailers this week.
I think you've mentioned that there were 8 billion trailers.
Oh my god, so
One
many
for
trailers.
every person on the planet.
Why don't we do the one that I don't have written down before I forget about it?
Okay.
Fox dropped a quick tease for their show X-Men Gifted, which has also been officially picked up.
Yeah, it's pretty much 2 kids stealing from a vending machine.
And then we see a blonde Amy Acker.
But mostly 2 kids committing a crime.
Yeah. You know what? If that's all mutants did, I would also hate them.
Yeah, it's fair enough if they don't live by our laws. Mutants.
They just commit a lot of misdemeanors.
Yeah,
It's actually mildly annoying for society.
yeah. They're just, they're like the jaywalkers of criminals. It's like somebody jaywalks, it doesn't really affect you negatively. It just kind of interrupts your day because you have to stop your car when they could have been in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
But they just kind of pop out from randomly parked vehicles.
I know, you're like, well, I could kill you. Or I guess allow this to happen.
But I think you still lose if you run them down with your car and they weren't in a crosswalk.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose for everybody. Well, no, if the person isn't dead, they could win a lot of money from you for getting hit by a car.
I mean, like the 10 seconds after you kill them, you'll have a brief moment of validation, but after that, it's all downhill.
Yeah, I don't see a positive outcome or conclusion to that scenario.
No, probably not.
Okay, good. Glad we've cleared up some basic traffic laws tonight.
But that's all there is to really say about the Gifted trailer. It was only like 20 seconds long. The show's been picked up. It'll be on Fox. I'll be curious to see it. I didn't get to see Legion, the one that was out on FX, mostly because I don't get FX. But I only heard good things.
I have FX.
What a hell of a commentary I gave about that show I've never seen.
You pontificated well.
Let's stay in the realm of television. Defenders got a teaser.
Yes, it did.
Or a trailer. A teaser trailer.
Yes.
A trailer.
Teasler.
Yeah.
A treaser. A trailser. I'm trying to come up with a fancy combination.
You just want to say the word Twizzler.
Ooh, I do love Twizzlers.
I know.
You misspelled Twizzlers in your text message to me, by the way.
Did I? How do you spell Twizzler?
Ignorant jerk. Twizzler.
Did I miss a Z?
You may have.
Yeah.
Right on point. Where you knew where I was at the movie. Let's see. Yeah, it was. You only did 1Z.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't purchased Twizzlers in
Or
at
maybe it
least
is 1Z.
a decade. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's 2Zs.
All right, well, you know what? I don't apologize.
It's because you're like a Red Vine kind of guy.
Really candy kind of guy,
Oh.
unless it's a Reese's.
Or,
Reese's sponsor our show.
Or whiskey.
It's not a candy.
You treat it like candy. It's like liquid candy.
Liquid candy sounds disgusting. I bet that exists.
Yeah, like Gushers. You remember Gushers?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
no good.
Those were like a surprise.
Ugh.
You chop down and get like squirted in the mouth.
Mm.
I'm just gonna move on.
Let's
from
talk
that.
about the Defenders. So the culmination of all the Marvel Netflix shows, finally, after 5 seasons, 2 of which were kind of fine, like 3 of them.
Brandy was fine.
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
But what did you see in the Defenders trailer?
Well, we see Jessica Jones
Yeah, I tried to do.
being interrogated.
Actually, this is a really good trailer. I tried to go through and do a breakdown. There wasn't a lot.
No, just enough. Like if you've watched the shows, you know who the characters are. But Jessica Jones is beat up and being interrogated, and we
By Misty Knight.
yes, and then her lawyer comes in, who just so happens to be Matt Murdock. Lucky.
Yeah, so this isn't going the way I thought it was going to go, because Luke Cage ended with him still in prison, so I assumed it was going to be they were going to go to Matt Murdock to get him arraigned or something, but apparently he just gets out of prison fine for
Of
some
good
reason.
behavior?
He breaks those handcuffs, so not that good. Seems
Well-
like kind of a jerk about it.
Yeah, well, maybe he does get out via Matt Murdock.
He might, but it seems weird if like they're just like, and now Matt Murdock's everyone's lawyer. Which, I mean, I guess that's his deal, but
Well, he is a lawyer.
it's like we're all in legal trouble. Matt!
Matthew,
Use your Catholic lawyering. Thanks.
thou shalt not be guilty.
But we do see some of the minor characters from other Marvel Netflix shows. Like I said, we do see Misty Knight, Claire Temple, played by Rosario Dawson. We see Colleen Wigg for half a second with Danny Rand. So she's back, baby. She was fine in the show.
Mm.
One of the less annoying parts of Iron Fist.
There were those things in Iron Fist.
I know, I was really excited in this trailer to see that he actually throws a punch.
He goes glowing fist.
Yeah.
And
And it wasn't even a door.
Cole cocks Luke Cage across the jaw.
But I'm so used to him punching doors.
What does that tell you about the Iron Fist TV show?
That show is no good.
Terrible. The Diablo was involved.
Mm.
Anyway,
We see that, as it was teased, Elektra is resurrected, and she seems to be some kind of puppet of the hand, as I guess every puppet is a puppet of the hand.
how long have you been waiting to make that joke?
I just made it up, and I'm real proud of
You
it.
should be. That was actually one of your better jokes.
I saw that it was like Elektra back with the hand, and I was like, puppets!
Ooh, a puppet show.
Thank God, my notes, they really led me down a path.
I think we're making positive strides on this week's show.
But we do see that she fights Daredevil, who's wearing Jessica Jones's scarf to hide his face, because, you know, he's the only one of them with some level of secret identity.
Yes, and it's only really his eyes that he's hiding.
Well, he's blind, so it's fine.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you cover up your face? Like the lower part of your face. The recognizable portion of your face. Because as a blind guy, he's always wearing sunglasses, so it's like the rest of his facial features are what stand out more. Just a little food for thought.
He's not like Affleck, where if like he doesn't have the Affleck chin, where if you're like, yeah, that guy is definitely Daredevil. Look at that chin.
Well, do you live in Daredevil's world?
I don't live in New York now.
So I'm just saying, people who know Matt Murdock really well might be like, oh, that's Matt Murdock.
Yeah, but that's what they can never do that, because if you tell me the rules of a show, it'll be like he covers half his face and no one can ever figure it out. I'll believe that. You can't have that one guy who goes, "You're Matt Murdock." That ruins everything. Like, you got to play by the rules.
Yes, that's why Superman and Clark Kent got away forever and ever and ever with just a pair of
You give
glasses.
me the rules, I'll believe them. You
I've
just
got-
can't break the rules.
I've got some rules. I'll lay down some rules for you.
So, as in every single one of these Marvel Netflix shows, we get a sweet hallway fight.
Probably easier to choreograph and shoot.
Except, I was really... Iron Fist is the weak link here.
Yes.
I was like, maybe it was the show, maybe it was the directors over there, the showrunners. I think it's the actor now, along with the bad material.
Yes.
But in the hallway fight, we see everyone just throwing down with all these hand ninjas, and there's Iron Fist just shuffling back and forth, doing nothing, waiting for his part of the choreography.
And then he just hops out. He's like a little chihuahua, like, hey, everybody fight. He's like, me, 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 me. And then he has a chance to like strike when someone's down, and he does it.
It looks real sad. Him just shuffling back and forth, like, When's it my turn to throw a punch? Ha ha!
Let me go, guys. I can do this.
Yay! Iron Fist has a roll.
Well,
And even when they have Stick like going through the roll call, they're like the bulletproof man, like the super powered smartass, the devil of Hell's Kitchen, and a kid with a glowing fist. But God, even the show doesn't respect him.
no, he's kind of... Danny's in trouble.
On the other hand, go read the current Iron Fist series that Marvel's putting out. It's one of their best books right now. I really like it.
Nice plug.
He just fought a ninja with no arms.
That's not a very effective ninja.
He was really good with just his legs.
Who, Danny or the ninja?
The ninja with no arms.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. Really enjoying that series. It's one of my favorites right now.
The ninja with no arms.
Which is the first time I've ever been able to say that about an Iron Fist series, that it's one of my favorites that's coming out. It's this new up-and-coming writer. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. His name, Ed Brisson? I don't really know him. He came from Image. He's doing like 3 Marvel books right now. Real up-and-coming kid. He's probably like 50. I don't know. I'm going to call him a kid. But I don't know. That's about it. I think the show looks good. I'm looking forward to it. I like that it's only 8 episodes. We're probably not going to get that. Hopefully, we're not going to get that kind of slump in the middle. Hopefully, fewer boardroom scenes than an Iron Fist.
You just go for 8 episodes?
Yeah, that's all I want. Oh, and of course, Sigourney Weaver. We don't know who she is or what she's doing.
She comes out at night, mostly.
Mostly. Still a good movie.
It's a great movie.
But moving on for trailers. Finally. Boy, finally, because there has been no marketing on this whatsoever. Our first trailer for The Dark Tower.
Ooh, yes, we did. And you were happy. You had a little giddy smile on your face.
It's mostly at the end. They really win me over in the last minute of it. So, speak to this trailer, because I got some things, because I've read a book or 2, or 8.
That may have dark title in the series title.
Well, I guess 9 if you want to include that short story from Everything's Eventual. Anywho.
Yes, we have this young kid.
Jake Chambers.
Who's talking to a psychiatrist, and he says he sees gunslingers and the man in black is chasing him. And kind of his psychiatrist is like, you don't know this is real, right? But he finds a portal to this other dimension in which he meets the gunslinger, Idris Elba. Some really cool visuals
Roland.
and visual effects
Roland.
with the gunslinger in this. The world is falling apart that the gunslinger is in. He's trying to protect the Dark Tower.
Midworld, if you will.
The young man brings him back to our world. Idris Elba's like, do you have guns on Earth? He's like, yes, you really like Earth.
So, we open the trailer. We see the world that Roland is from, referred to as Midworld. As you mentioned, we see Jake Chambers, who's having visions. Dark Tower is, as I mentioned, a series of 8 different books, and it looks like they're really going to be condensing a lot of the stuff. It's certainly not a direct adaptation of the first book. The first book by itself, structurally, tonally, kind of even the world hasn't opened up yet. It's very different from the rest of the series, and it looks like this movie is just jumping forward deeper into the mythology and also kind of the end goal, which the first book really didn't have. It was more of a standalone, very kind of different thing from everything else. We see roses by the Dark Tower, which are, I'm assuming they're going to show that those are portals to other worlds, including ours. There are references to the Crimson King, who is the leader of the kind of, there's the dark and the light side of things, very Star Warsy.
Mm-hmm.
Gunslingers are on the light, Crimson King leads the dark. And Crimson King switched the name around, of course, is named after the band King Crimson.
Wow, that's a lot of letter jumbling. Not really.
Most famous for the song 21st Century Schizoid Man, probably their biggest hit.
Probably. I think so.
We see that Jake is drawing a lot of images. There's a lot of red in there. We do see one reference to the Crimson King on the wall while Matthew McConaughey walks by. It says, like, all hail Crimson King. But one of the images, I can't tell if it's supposed to be someone in a wheelchair, which might be hinting towards Susanna, one of the main characters of the series, but she wasn't in the first book. She didn't come in until the second, so maybe hints at Susanna. I'm not sure. The monsters that we see, I think those are supposed to be lobstrosities, just giant lobster demons.
Yes.
They also take off a few of Roland's fingers, which is real unfortunate when you're wielding
Guns.
Yeah.
And you need your trigger finger.
Yeah, helps. The idea of Ka is introduced, which let's just call it the Force. Gonna make it easy.
Thank you.
Ka is a wheel. Essentially, this whole world.
Ka is the snake from Jungle Book.
Is it Ka or Khan?
No, because you have Shere Khan.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But the idea is basically the world is a wagon wheel, and we see all these points
Does
of
it
light
rock you?
going from
No, like a wagon wheel?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
But we see all these points of light going from the tower, kind of in these assorted beams, which one end of the beam is at the Dark Tower at the center of the world. The other end is at some kind of guardian. One of them is a cybernetic bear. The other one's a turtle. It's a whole thing. We see references to other Stephen King work. We see in Midworld there's some kind of Pennywise structure. It literally says Pennywise. The Dark Tower books are connected to all of Stephen King's work. Like, characters will show up from other books, including characters like seeing that they have, like, reading the book about them. They're like, what is this?
Well, the Man in Black is Randall Flagg, though, right?
Yep, he's been in multiple Stephen King books, most notably The Shining.
Stand.
The Stand, sorry.
The Shining was...
I'm mixing up books here.
Yeah, The Shining was Jack. All work, no play. Makes Jack a dull boy.
Mm-hmm. No beer, no TV, make Homer something, something.
Correct.
Go crazy.
Ding!
Don't mind if I do. But the part that, yes, probably makes me smile like a bit of an idiot is hearing the gunslinger prayer that Idris Elba does. Because that's perfect. Word for word right out of the book. There's no way you couldn't have that in there. He says that a lot in the books.
Yes.
Like, he who shoots with his hand has forgotten the face of his father, blah, 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 that whole thing. It's awesome. I'm excited about this movie.
Yes.
I saw there was a lot of people online, like, who thought it looked kind of generic, or, like, people were like, he's black and Roland's white, and one of the characters calls him a honky. We probably can't call Idris Elba a honky, but...
No, but stop bringing race into it, people.
I don't care. It looks good. I want it to be good.
When does it come out?
August. It's one of my favorite, or probably my favorite book series. I love those books. They're really good. I really want the movie to be good.
We find ourselves going to the movies in August for that?
Oh, yeah. And the movie does act as a sequel to the books, but also it's a adaptation. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. If you haven't read the books, you'll be fine.
Excellent.
But if you had read the books, it's a sequel.
Oh, well, no, I don't need confusion, please.
Because time is cyclical in this world.
Well, maybe time is cyclical in our world, too.
But these can't be straight adaptations of the books. There's a lot of copyright stuff that would never happen. Like, there's one point where they literally fight an army of Doctor Doom robots who ride horses, who wield lightsabers, and throw golden snitches as grenades.
There's a lot going on there.
That is a lot of copyright.
There's a lot of sci-fi porn there.
I'm not making that up. That's a thing. Just to reiterate, Doctor Doom robots on horses that wield lightsabers and throw golden snitches
I'll
as
hide
grenades.
under the couch until they pass, please.
That's amazing.
Do you think we're gonna get a Stephen King cameo in this? Because he had cameos in a lot of his TV miniseries and stuff that he was in. He wasn't in Shawshank though.
Stephen King plays a major role in the book series. Like, a character death is tied to him. Like, one of the main characters. Basically, the car accident that hit him, the van that hit him,
yes.
like back, what was that, 2000-ish?
I thought it was like late 90s.
Either way, but yeah, like, the reason that he survived that crash is because one of the characters, like, shoved him out of the way at the last second and dies.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, don't spoil it for everybody.
Yeah, because I don't think that's going to happen, which is why I'm okay mentioning it, because that seems
outlandish.
Extreme for the movie. It was extreme in the books, but...
Let's go, movie.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. You know, it's not quite as outrageous as that group sex scene from It, but hey.
A guy can dream.
So I don't know. I mean, Stephen King is a character in these books, so we'll see. Last trailer of the week we're going to talk about, because there was also an It trailer this week. So many trailers.
I didn't see the new It trailer.
It's fine. Looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Again, good commentary on my part.
It's fine. It looks good.
Blade Runner 2049, baby. First real trailer.
Looks good.
Also looks good. It's a positive show.
Yes, I like it.
Kind of all around positive. No negativity this week.
Well, there's still time.
I mean, we got a little sad about Hellboy.
Yeah.
Rolled a tear.
A little salty there.
Our letter to the editor's a little sad, but
oh,
it's
boy.
fine. No, this is a positive show.
Yes, keep it up. Keep it up.
All right, let's talk about Blade Runner. Good. I'm glad you contributed there.
Oh, you wanted me to talk?
Yeah, why not?
So
I've been rambling about the Dark Tower.
We see the future
of 2049.
Yes, 2049. It's drawing closer and closer.
Oh, I think we're already into where Blade Runner takes place. We're in the Blade Runner future already.
Yeah, we're like 12 years away from 20. Oh no, screw it.
2019. I think it's supposed to take place in 2019. So we're almost there.
We're almost there. But we see a. What'd you call it? Was that a replicant being born, you think?
Yeah.
We see a replicant be born.
Yeah, which is something new. Jared Leto is apparently taken over for birthing these robots.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's a really twisted line, too, where he's like, every civilization has been...
built on the backs of disposable workers.
That's a mess. It's like True.
Yeah.
Messed up, but true.
The proletariat.
So I guess
the
I
plebe.
support your slave race.
Easy now. But we see Ryan Gosling's character
The gauze.
interacting with the replicant. Does he know that she's a replicant?
Well, we don't know it's a replicant. I think that's going to be half of this movie. Is this one a replicant?
She came out of a bag.
Well, okay, the bag lady, sure.
Yeah, isn't it the same?
I couldn't tell she was covered in goo.
Well, so Gosling goes out and he finds
Harry.
Harry Ford. What's Harrison Ford's character's? Why can't I think
Deckard.
of Deckard? Yes, it was like, yeah, I used to be a cop and a good one too. And Gosling's, yeah, I know. That's why I came to see you. I want to ask you a few questions.
I love that. I love that leaves that cliffhanger. It's like, is he going to find like Harrison Ford for information about the replicants, about his past? Like, is he a replicant? Is he going out there to do the like void comp test to like be like, you see a tortoise on its back? What's a tortoise? A turtle.
Yes.
Good movie. Gotta watch that movie again. I got 4 versions over there.
Of the same movie?
Look, that's how it came packaged.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't just like, I'd like Blade Runner 4
4
times,
please.
I didn't like that.
I liked it a lot. My man.
But no. But I really like that. I like the trailer. This is another good trailer where it's leaving a lot of intrigue about the story. I want to know what's happening.
I like trailers that don't give away the story. They make you be like,
So I think
The more I've watched trailers after doing the show with you, the more I'm like, oh, that just gave the whole movie away. Told exactly what's going to happen.
like Spider-Man Homecoming, like here's Act 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
But we see
Also a lot like Wonder Woman trailer. Kind of gave the whole movie away.
we still don't know who the big villain is. I think it's Ares. But there is a line they say the key to the future has been like unearthed or uncovered or something, and we see
A date.
which is 6/10/21. So I think
We still got time.
yeah, we're fine. So I think I forget her name, the lady that Harrison Ford ran away with. I think that's her grave. Would be my guess,
I could buy that.
because we know that she's a replicant. But wasn't one of the endings to Blade Runner like, and we lived happily ever after no matter what? So which version counts as canon? I don't know. I'll go watch these movies and speak.
Or just the endings.
Yeah, I'll speak clearer to it when we see the movie.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You don't want to watch 4 versions of Blade Runner?
Well, I mean, I'll watch one version. You just choose which version I'm going to watch.
I think it's the most recent one is the best. I think it was 2007.
All right.
And we see Dave Bautista.
Oh my God, we were talking about this too.
He looks like an old man. I love how they made him up.
Has he not had such a great transition from the world of professional wrestling to being a pretty big name movie actor now?
Look, that last Bond movie was no good.
Okay, but he's getting calls for big parts. And,
Yeah.
I mean, his role right now as Drax is probably his best known role.
Oh yeah, and
But now he's going to be in Blade Runner. What else is he going to be? He was also in something else.
the last Bond movie.
Last Bond movie, but there's something else he's going to be in or has been working on. Stand by.
And the Avengers.
Fact checking the show. By the way, Drax was awesome in Guardians. I know we're going to talk to it, but I'm just going to say.
Half of my comments are about Drax, the funniest character.
Without a doubt. Spectre, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah. But he's getting some bigger name roles. I mean, to be
Yeah, no, he's a name now.
agreed.
And of course, we see a close-up of an eye in the Blade Runner trailer, because if it's a Blade Runner movie, you gotta have some close-up of eyes. Because how else do you know if it's a replicant? There is some similar imagery, like we see a bloody Ryan Gosling in the rain, which reminds me very much of the last fight.
When Deckard's all beat up in the rain.
Wake up! Time to die!
Yes.
What a good line.
Oh,
Tears
but-
of the rain.
Tears in the That was ad-libbed.
Yeah,
that line was
yeah.
ad-libbed.
It's a good line.
It's a very good line.
What's his name? Rutger Hauer. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. He came up with it. I saw like, time to die.
That was fun. But
Time to die.
That'll do it for Blade Runner. I think it looks good. I'm excited about it.
Yes, it does.
So now for a brief addendum on our show, if you're listening to this and if you're expecting a video podcast.
Well, I'm wearing clothing from my employer.
And drinking. So you didn't want to put that on the internet.
Nope, probably didn't want to.
But it's okay to say that who your employer is and drink actively on an audio format, which I guess makes it okay.
Well, I'm not saying directly who my employer is.
Okay. As long as there's not photo evidence,
Yes, exactly.
they'll never know. So,
I wouldn't say they'll never know.
look,
but-
due to a wardrobe malfunction,
Yeah, my bad. And I don't think we wanted me to do the video show naked
preferably
or
not.
topless or any of that, really.
Not without dollar bills in the waistband, baby.
I could do that. Pay me.
But that will do it for the news.
Hold me closer, Tiny Dancer.
I don't think you know how strip clubs work.
Depends on what strip club you're going to. Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Nope, still wrong.
Wrong strip club.
It's not a strip club. It's not any club.
Who's the boss?
Don't go to strip clubs. You're gonna be like that man who got arrested.
Okay, listen, there's a difference between going to a strip club and then starting a fight in a strip club. Agreed? Listen, a lot of teachers this time of year are burnt out, but I don't think that was an excusable way to handle that.
That's unreal.
I kind of...
Look that up, where they couldn't get a good mugshot because he would stop flipping them off.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know how this machine worked.
I've never... Has there been any follow-up news on that? I should look that up. You don't need to fact check it. It's fine. It was more off the top of your head.
No, not that I'm aware of. It hasn't been like a memo that's circulated the educational institutions. Like, don't go to strip clubs and get in fights and flip off the mugshot camera. No, it's pretty much common sense. Like, that's youth work day 101.
All right, but from there, we're going to go into our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 review. Now
might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
As we do each and every time, we're going to start with non-spoilers.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
So the spoilers, there's music?
Yes.
All right.
Well, that's the very first thing in the movie.
Yeah, no kidding. I was real wrong about that song, too.
What? How are you wrong about it?
I listened when they released the soundtrack list, I went through Spotify and I listened to all the different
And you were trying to figure out like what it was going to be
Yeah.
for?
And I was real wrong on that one. I was way off base.
Yep.
You don't even know what I was thinking. You're just like, you're wrong,
Well,
idiot.
Yes, most of the time I do feel that way about you. Screw you, Zach. You know nothing.
In fact, you're wrong about all of the songs.
Yes.
Actually, I was even the very last one I was wrong about too.
Can I point out that I'm going to someday just cut out the part of you saying I was wrong and just put it on my phone, and then whenever you start to speak, I'm just going to play I was wrong.
But I think that's a good place to start because that is such a big part of this movie, the last movie. What'd you think of the soundtrack?
Oh my god, it was awesome. I love the music of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And James Gunn said that there was so much pressure on him for like picking the soundtrack for this one after the first one was such a success. But he finds the right songs to kind of tell the story of the moment.
So, I don't know about you, but for me, I knew more songs off this one versus the first one.
Yeah.
These are maybe like 14 track albums, and I probably knew maybe 2 more, but I mean, relative more percentage.
Yes.
This time around, I don't know how it worked for you, but I knew a couple more than I did last time.
Well, you had Brandy, you had the Cat Stevens song.
Yep, Father and Son.
Father and Son. You had Surrender by Cheap Trick at the end.
Yeah, My Sweet Lord, George Harrison.
Mm-hmm. I love the credits, by the way.
Those were so fun.
The credit scroll was fun. And I love the way that they I know we'll talk about it in the spoiler section. I love how they intermix the cutscenes.
Yeah. This is another one. I don't think the soundtrack's quite as good as the first one, but it still works.
Oh, yeah. It absolutely works.
There's a couple of times where I felt like they were using it to manipulate your emotions. So, like, it made it like it was a big crutch, but it's a crutch that worked.
Yes.
Mostly the last one.
Yeah.
Well, not the last, because the last one is Cheap Chicks.
No, but
Surrender.
the last song at the climax, like after the climax of the movie, and yes.
Yeah, I'm like, you're pulling at the heartstrings.
Come
but
on,
I even
movie.
said that a couple episodes ago when I was listening to it. I'm like, this is definitely the end.
Yeah, this is at the end of the movie.
I just think the humor worked comparatively.
Oh, I mean, well, there was certainly one major humor foil in the whole movie. I liked it. It added like the right stuff at the right time. I don't think it took away. Some people feel like it may have been a little over the top and took away.
There were not a lot, and they're pumping out a ton of jokes. I'd say there's maybe only like 2 times where I felt like it kind of undercut the seriousness of a scene.
Mm.
And this isn't really spoiled. They have a character, Taserface, and the ongoing gag is how ridiculous the name Taserface
Oh,
is.
yes. When the
It's just everyone laughs at him.
when the high priestess.
No, tell them Taserface, and it like Taserface. Who's a 90s character, because of course he's a 90s character. His name's Taserface.
Yes. I thought, really most of the humor came from Drax.
Yeah, Drax is great. Actually, Kurt Russell had a few really good lines.
Kurt
in there,
Russell was
too.
also really
It's like
good.
I think this is probably, usually I'm a relatively quiet audience goer.
You were not quiet for
Oh
this.
no,
in
I was.
any way, shape, or form.
I was quite vocal. They throw so many, like,
Oh, there's so many.
deep Marvel cuts that like things I just couldn't believe were on screen. I'm like, what is this world I live in?
You were so happy.
It's like, what? Constantly just yelling,
Yep.
what?
What'd you think? Some of the reviews I read afterwards thought it was a little too CG heavy. What'd you think?
No, I don't think that. Didn't,
No, I love the visuals in this movie.
I don't think that. Just I wasn't distracted by it at
No,
all.
I loved it.
Yeah, no, not at all. I didn't feel that way. If I have any complaints about the last movie, I thought the action was mediocre at best. It was mediocre to generic. So how do you think it stacked up comparatively?
Were you saying the action in the first Guardians was mediocre?
Oh yeah. I mean, that last the whole battle scene. I mean, all the spaceships stuff was boring. All the stuff with Nova was boring. There wasn't any kind of real fight with Ronan ever. It was a brief thing with Drax that was kind of dull. It's the scene in the prison escape is good, but that's aside from that, there wasn't really any good action in that movie.
There's 3 big action sequences in this movie, though. Like, you got the one in the opening. You kind of got a little bit of the middle act, like in the middle, and then you have the big climax. I thought the action was better, but it was predictable in some ways.
One way it wasn't. That thing at the end.
That was awesome.
No one saw that coming.
Nope, nobody did.
I don't care how many trailer breakdowns you do. You didn't see that coming.
No, you didn't.
At this point, Marvel has a formula, which I can't really complain about. It's a good formula.
Listen,
But everything
it
feels
works.
very... At this point, you know all 3 acts going into these movies. I liked that this one was a bit smaller and the story structure wasn't as point A to point B as we're used to. I thought they mixed it up
Meandered a little bit.
On the grand scope of it, yes, they are technically saving the galaxy again, but it's not like in that same big
Grandiose
the
way.
villain's going to do this thing. It was just I like that it was structured a bit differently.
Yeah, I like that it told a pretty good story too. I liked the story behind it and what they kind of explored a little bit. And the other thing that I thought was interesting is it didn't do a whole lot to advance the Infinity Stone storyline.
Oh, I don't care about that. Like let something stand by itself.
No, but this one really does stand by itself.
Yeah.
Like there was one mention of an Infinity Stone in it when Ego's talking to Peter, like, "Oh, when I heard a human held an Infinity Stone, I knew I had to find you."
This isn't a spoiler, but because if you've seen the trailers, you know that Kurt Russell's supposed to be Peter
Ego.
Quill's father.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the bait and switch on that one, which never happened. I was convinced that he was going to be like, "Haha, not your dad."
Oh no, he was.
Yeah, I was way off.
I
base
love the
there.
way that they told that story, though.
I was convinced that he was going to switch it out at the end to be like, "I lied to you all along." No, I was wrong. The only thing I don't really like about the story structure is I understand that when you have a large ensemble cast, the easiest way to give everyone the most play is to separate them. But at the same time, part of the fun of getting to do a sequel is you don't have to do the character introductions. Everyone's already ensembled. I want to see assembled. I want to see that assembled ensemble together, and we didn't get a ton
Say
of
that 5 times fast.
We didn't get to see the full cast together nearly as much as I would have liked.
No.
They were mostly separated throughout the movie.
Yeah, they
Which is
kind of
really that's my only complaint, which on the scale of complaints is pretty minor.
We talked about leaving the theater. How does it stack up? Would you say it's because some people said it's like the Empire Strikes Back for
No, because I wasn't sad at the end of it.
No, I mean you weren't sad at the end of Empire, or sad at the end of this.
I was. I mean, Empire ends. Well, Steal a Clerk's Line ends on such a down note. This doesn't.
No, it had a little bit of an upbeat moment, but as far as it's better than the first one.
I always feel like it's kind of unfair to compare sequels to the first one because the first one you're doing all the legwork of introducing the world.
Yeah.
I would always rather sit down and watch an ensemble movie when everyone already has been established, and you could just dive into the story. That's always the advantage of a sequel. So from that point of view, yeah.
I love the opening sequence with Baby Groot.
That's amazing. Let's get into that soon.
God,
yeah.
that was fun.
So much murder in this movie, but they do it with kind of
flair.
a wink and a nod, and it's a little bit fun, but I'm just watching these scenes, I'm like, they just killed 100 people.
Oh, yeah. They
did it to a
dead.
happy song, or there's a fun visual, but a lot of people died in this movie. So much murder.
Yes. I I almost feel like this is the direction Marvel's, maybe it's just me, they told a good story.
Yeah,
And-
all about this.
And they not only told a good story, but they did it in like the themes that they were exploring in this movie, like fathers and sons. And that's really...
As a father, I can speak to this.
Oh, you're a father?
Yeah, didn't you know? I have a dog.
Oh, yes, and a sugar glider and a cat.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were just making some sort of big groundbreaking
Father-
announcement.
No.
Yeah. But you look at Logan, when it came out, it told such a great story. It was a great story to...
But I mean, that's such a dour movie.
But it's a dour. This is fun. But it explores, like, yeah, it's a superhero movie, but they're, like, telling good stories with these superhero movies.
I was talking to someone in the store, and they're like, because a bunch of people saw this on Free Comic Book Day before I had,
Yes.
which is like every other question. Like, you see Guardians? I'm like, no, don't tell me anything.
How was Free Comic Book Day, by the way?
Good. Better than I was expecting because it was rating, but not as good as I would have liked if it wasn't.
Well, Old Hallowell Day is coming up in a few weeks.
It
Like
is.
a couple months.
That'll be good.
Anyway, back to the breakdown.
But someone was talking to me. They're like, have you ever noticed how all of the Marvel Studios movies have just like a bland color palette?
Are you high?
No, they're right. They're all kind of gray. Like, oh. Yeah, because this one is color.
Well,
Color everywhere.
what about the first Thor? That had a lot of color around it.
Ooh, some gold tint, but I mean,
Well,
even the Rainbow Bridge, they're like, look, we can't make that too rainbow.
yeah, fair enough.
A rainbow bridge, that's ridiculous.
This had a lot of color and brightness to it.
Yeah, and it looks like Thor Ragnarok's going to do the same
I
thing.
liked Ego. Like the planet Ego, Ego's planet.
Yeah, I also liked being right. I mean, this is going back a ways, but
Yeah.
James Gunn was like, most of what you see in the trailers is like from the first act. I'm like, but I bet all this stuff around the planet, I bet that's all third act, and I was 100% right on all
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Yes. I enjoy that. I was wrong about other things, but hey, I was
Yeah.
right about that.
What other questions on our non-spoiler breakdown?
Something interesting to note is Nathan Fillion had done some stuff where he was going to play the Avengers character Simon Williams, or Wonder Man, who's also an actor alongside being an Avenger, and all of his stuff was cut. So this is the first James Gunn movie not to feature Nathan Fillion.
Wow.
He has a few actors that he has every single time. There's always Greg Henry, who was Star-Lord's uncle, and he's briefly seen in this movie as well. Michael Rooker has been in every one of his movies, and Nathan Fillion. And all the Fillion stuff got cut. So this is the first movie without him.
Nice little piece of trivia. What'd you think of the Sylvester Stallone reveal?
I guess we're getting into spoilers.
Well, no, I mean, everyone knew he was in it.
Yeah, but
Wait.
who he is.
But no, I was saying, without spoiling, what'd you think of the reveal?
I was surprised as could be. That was probably one of my, like,
Yeah.
what? On our very obvious rating system of see it in theaters, Redbox, or don't waste your time.
Oh, go to the theater.
What are you doing? It's already raked in a ton of cash. You've probably already seen
It's
it.
on its way to be $1 billion movie.
I'm sure. This is so...
Is there a 3D version?
I know it's an... I think so.
IMAX in that would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Be a fun IMAX movie.
It's really good. Go see the damn movie. It's
Yes.
so much fun.
Absolutely.
Don't see it with me, though, because I just yell at the movie a lot,
You
apparently.
did. Damn it,
What?
movie.
Spoilers!
Look out! There's spoilers ahead!
We gave you fair warning.
Holy that planet has a face on it.
Oh my God, I know.
That was amazing.
I love how they we're like, how are they going to do this Ego thing? And
Not long, but just enough to be like, that is a planet with a face.
yes.
Also, his origin is he was a brain floating in space?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a celestial, but we knew that.
No, that's not a thing.
Oh, no, he's not?
Not in the books.
Oh, well, he's a celestial.
In this he is, yeah.
But no, I like how they figured out how to make him human.
Yeah, that's the thing in the books where you can have the different avatars, but
Yeah.
screw it, let's do the Stallone stuff. He's Starhawk?
Yes, he is Starhawk.
What? And all the original Guardians are there.
Yes.
Like we saw him and Michael Rosenbaum was playing Martinex, who's a character who can shoot ice and fire.
It's handy to have if you need to melt the ice.
Yeah. But I saw him, I'm like, no way. And then I love the end of the movie, the other Guardians show up.
Yeah.
And we had the opposite reactions in a way. You were going, Ving Rhames, and I went, Charlie 27?
Yep, that's exactly. Did you hear Miley Cyrus's voice?
Yeah. Yeah, she's playing Mainframe.
Yes.
She's a future version of the Vision. But I guess in this, she's not a future version of him.
No.
That's fine.
Let's go to the beginning of the movie.
The Baby Groot stuff is so... I love that.
Oh,
So
that's a great way to do the credits.
Instead of seeing like this big epic fight that we got hints of in the trailer, We
And
just
the concept art where we talked about the space octopus.
Yeah. Baby Groot's just dancing around.
As the Guardians are getting their asses handed to them.
Oh, what's the name of that song? Whatever. That song is a little bit rough for me to swallow because it's in the literal worst episode of Doctor Who,
Okay.
where Moaning Myrtle gets turned into a piece of sidewalk and performs fellatio.
Okay.
So me and that song, we got some issues. I'm also not making that up.
I believe you.
It's really terrible.
That sounds very off-putting.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real
Nope.
bad.
Yeah, not very good.
So me and that song have a bit of a sordid history. But we just follow Baby Groot around and we just see, like, it's all blurry in the background. And, like, Baby Groot's, like, getting into a fight with, like, space rats
Oh my
and
god.
bugs.
I loved Drax is like, its skin is too tough to be penetrated from the outside. I must go inside. And you're like, but isn't the skin just as tough on the
I was
inside?
like, it's same skin.
Yes. But I like the very opening with the car driving and
DH Kurt Russell.
D8 and
Looks good.
convincingly de-aged Kurt Russell.
Yeah, that's one of the better ones that I've
And
seen.
he was so good in this movie. I really liked Kurt Russell in this movie.
The last couple of things I've seen him, the last thing I saw him in was Hateful Eight. He was great in that, too.
I like Kurt Russell a lot.
Yeah, he's always good.
He's very, very good.
I can't think of, like, that was a bad Kurt Russell performance. I mean, some of them are silly and over the
He's
top.
really good
like
as Snake Eye.
Snake Plissken.
Snake Biscuit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's over the top as all hell, but it's
I
still
love it.
fun.
But you it plants literally the seed of like,
Oh, he's planting his seed.
oh, we'll get
left,
to that.
right, and center.
Yes. But he's planting these little plants that his goal is to, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, those seeds. He's also planting other seeds.
Yes. Well, we'll get to his pimp ways.
He's
He's
Basically, Ego is going around to all these different planets, and he's impregnating women just to find an appropriate heir that will have celestial powers, because apparently he needs a second
Celestial.
to activate his powers to take over the galaxy.
And make everything like his.
Yeah, and he finds that Peter's the first one of his children that...
The only.
Yeah, because I guess Yondu was bringing him all of his other kids, and unbeknownst to Yondu, when he found out they didn't have celestial powers, he was just killing them. He's like, all right, that one's useless.
Well, I think he finally figured out.
Also, we open up with Yondu in a brothel?
Yeah, Yondu in a brothel with like a robot prostitute.
Yeah.
But that's when we met...
Disney movie.
Yeah, go for it, Yondu. But Yondu meets with Sly Stallone, who's the leader of the Ravagers, and he excommunicates him because he was dealing in children.
Yeah, that's
Pretty bad. That's deep stuff.
no good.
But, you know...
But I like that Yondu was part of the original Guardians team, though, because, I mean, at the end, Stallone gets them all back together.
Yes. Kind of some of the infighting, though. It felt like they tried to, like, create a rift between Rocket and Peter and Star-Lord, and it just didn't ever play itself out. You know what I mean?
I felt like Gamora got the short end of the stick.
Mm.
Everyone else got... I mean, Groot doesn't really get a story just because he's being adorable and baby-like.
Yes. Killing people.
Yeah, he does kill that one guy really horribly.
What about...
Severs a toe?
Just brings back a severed toe. What about...
I love just they're so quiet. They're like, is that severed before? That was so good.
What was I going to say?
Dragged to desk.
I feel like, yeah, well, they kind of shoehorned a quick Gamora resolution in, because with Nebula, they kind of reconcile.
Yeah,
a
but
little
she's
bit.
like, I'm going to go kill Thanos because I have to be part of Infinity War.
Mm.
But I felt Gamora was the one who kind of got the short end of the stick in the story.
Yeah, there's not a lot of that.
She also felt like the characterization that changed the most from the last movie.
Yes.
I guess Drax too, but
My God, he had some of the funniest lines.
I think there is nothing funnier than a large, muscular man with sensitive
Oh
nipples.
yeah, my nipples are sensitive.
Ah!
Just the
My
way
nipples!
that like Drax's dialogue is written though when he speaks, I love that. It's just so funny.
So some of it didn't make a ton of sense. Like, I thought Star-Lord signed off really easily on like, I'm gonna take over the galaxy. He's like, cool, let's do it, Dad. He's like the opposite Luke Skywalker, where Vader's like, we can rule the galaxy as father and son, and he's like, no.
Well, he's not. As we discussed, he's not exactly altruistic.
And Star-Lord's just like, all right, let's do it.
Well, he also like tapped his mind and like expanded it.
Yeah,
Ego did.
I want to talk about that.
Can we talk about the corniness of like Ego teaches him how to make an energy ball and they play toss with it?
It's so funny.
It's awesome.
boy, Ego is kind of a thick character. I like how he like gets, Star-Lord to sign off. Like, let's destroy the galaxy. He's like, all right, cool. And I'm kind of torn on this. I'm curious what you think. Because he just flat out comes out and says, like, too bad I had to kill your mother. Which is like this one step of like, boy, that's like...
You also made an audible noise. You're like, no.
I probably did.
Yes.
But is that one step too far on the like obvious evil scale? But then there's the payoff for it where Peter just unloads on him like second later. Like no waiting, no question, just unloads, blows him apart. Yeah. So it's like a little too evil, but the payoff is so good, I don't know if I can be mad at the super obvious evil.
But it was like Ego's reason for doing it. Like he really loved Peter's mother and like went back and visited her. You're a fine girl. But the fact that like he's like, I went back 3 times for her, but
6 times.
6 times? But like he's like, the last time was too much, and I really hated having to put that tumor in her head. And Peter's like, you son of a bitch.
He didn't wait that long, just shot him a bunch.
Yes.
And then Peter gets god powers for a while. And boy, the climax of their fight is hilarious.
Oh, yes.
What does Ego even turn into? I don't even
remember. Bigger version of, like a terraformed version of himself.
Yeah, it's just like big, scary Ego and...
Star-Lord is Pac-Man.
Got real pixels for a second.
Yes.
Never saw pixels, but I assume this is much better.
I would think so.
But they throw out some stuff in there. Like one, Ego opens up Peter's mind. He's like, look at eternity. Eternity is not a term you throw around in a Marvel cosmic movie. Because Eternity is an actual character in the Marvel Universe. He's literally the figure that holds the Marvel Universe within it. If memory serves, I think he originated in Doctor Strange, because, smoke a bunch of weed, read some Doctor Strange kind of deal. Psychedelic books. I mean, he's a character that can interact. You could also go outside of Eternity, which is kind of like this whole white void. Like a year and change ago, Thanos punched him out. It was a good time.
Yes.
Literally punched out Eternity.
Well, it's Thanos. He's the Mad Titan.
I mean, Eternity is not the most powerful being in Marvel, but he's right up there.
Did you notice with the new with the Ravengers and the original Guardians, one of them was using it was the same graphic, the same visual effects of the Mystic Arts that was from Doctor Strange?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
Because I think from what I read afterwards, that character becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, or was
maybe. I don't know.
It was one of the...
I can tell you a lot about 60s Guardian stuff. I can tell you a little, but not a ton.
Yeah.
But just throwing around the term Eternity, like, we're getting into Eternity here? And then while they're busy name-dropping Eternity, Stan Lee pops up and he's hanging out with the Watchers on the moon. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and but the long-standing theory that, Stan Lee is like a recurring character.
Yeah, so he is.
Yeah. So he was telling about, like, there was this one time I was a FedEx delivery guy, which was from Civil War.
But what's funny about that is this movie takes place in 2014. Civil War doesn't happen until 2016. So that's either a flub or Stan Lee's character could see across space and time.
I'm going to guess that his character can see across space and time.
This movie only takes... They're very explicit that it's only been a couple of months.
Yeah. Could be a continuity error.
Yeah, I'm just going to say he can see through space and time.
Yes, makes sense. But it embraces the fan theory that Stan Lee's character in all his cameos is the same character.
It is, yeah. It's fun. David Hasselhoff has a cameo.
That was awesome.
And they earned that too.
That coming.
Because they talk about like how when he was a kid he would tell all the other kids like his dad was David Hasselhoff. And then Ego impersonates Hasselhoff for just a quick second.
Like, this is what you thought of me?
And Hasselhoff also the original Nick Fury.
Yes, and he sang the theme song at the end.
Yeah, and he has a music video out there for Hooked on a Feeling.
I know that.
Yeah, that's
where he's in front of a green screen flying over the... Yeah, it's bad.
It's real bad.
It's hideous. Howard the Duck twice.
I forgot about that, yeah. So I was wrong. I wanted Howard the Duck to just be an ongoing character in the mid-credit scenes, but he does pop up in the middle. He's like, what was the line? Like, once you go duck, you never go back. Like,
it was much more obvious it was Seth Green's voice, yeah.
Yeah. Yondu's death. That's
Yondu's death. Or when Yondu laid waste to his crew after they mutinied on him with when he had the new
his Finn.
Finn?
His comic Finn.
But his with his arrow he just lays waste to his entire crew.
Some of that's real dark, like when they're like keel hauling everyone and just shoving them into space.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Nice use of the term keel hauling, by the way. Can you imagine being like an old-timey maritime guy and get your back run down the keel of the ship with all the barnacles on it? I mean, you'd be dead, but...
It was real dark watching that. I'm like, Don't bring your kids.
He was enjoying that. Disney, everybody. Disney.
Yeah. You got
Yondu's death.
Between a brothel and watching people suffocate and die in space.
You remind me of Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's a great line.
Yeah. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I can't wait to watch this movie again. That's a sign of a good movie where there was so much going on. I need to go see it again. Not in theaters because that would cost too much money, but I'm excited for a Blu-ray release.
So when Yondu crashes into Ego, and he's like, "Remember me, jackass?" Or no, "Hey, jackass."
Yeah.
End of the first Guardians because it was on when I got home. I cut the tail end at the very beginning, and Yondu is taking off, and they said, "Aren't you glad?" Like his first mate said, "Aren't you glad we didn't deliver him?"
That was his name, Kralik.
Yeah, he's like, "Aren't you glad we didn't deliver him to his father?" And he goes, "Yeah, he was a real jackass."
That guy's a jackass. Yeah.
If you go back and watch the first Guardians, Yondu makes so much more sense. Like, that's unbelievable long-term storytelling by James Gunn. He had a plan for Yondu from the beginning. I can't believe he
died, just because, like I said, Michael Rooker's been in every James Gunn film, so the idea of killing him off was kind of shocking.
But you kind of needed that payoff for... I almost thought that they were going to find a way to save him, but you kind of needed that little bit of... Now Peter doesn't have a father.
Well, what was even sadder for me personally is, Yondu's death is sad, but the moment before that with Rocket I thought was sadder, where Gamora's going to go back and try and save him. He just shoots her in the back. He's like, I've already lost one friend today. I can't say goodbye to two friends today or something like that. I thought that was sadder than the Yondu death.
But now, who was Rocket talking about? Was he talking about Peter or was he talking about Yondu?
I assume Peter, because I don't think
Rocket gave them much of a chance.
Well, I don't think he knew that Yondu was going to die at that point.
Yeah.
But, the end with the funeral, that's so Wrath-a-Con.
Oh, yeah.
All he needed was, Scotty.
But the visual was just great.
All the fireworks, all the everything.
You like how they put the troll on there?
Yeah, that was funny.
Let's get to the cutscenes.
All 5 of them.
They were good. The first one was...
Sean Gunn's character Kralik trying to figure out how to use the fin, which God, that actually might have been the funniest moment of the movie.
And then he stabs Drax.
He's trying to figure out how to use the arrow, because I was like, I don't do it with the whistle, I do it with my heart.
Yeah.
He shoots it into Drax's throat, and they hang on it for so long of him just screaming with this arrow in his throat. I think actually that was the funniest moment of the movie.
What was the funniest Drax line, do you think?
My nipples.
My nipples are
when they throw the jetpack on him and slap him off.
My nipples!
Because they set that gag up so early in the movie. That was such a long payoff where they're like, why aren't you wearing the jetpack? It's like, I can't wear the jetpack. I have very sensitive nipples. And then they throw it on him, just slap it, shoot him off. Just, my nipples!
What about, I liked when he's like, my nether regions were engorged. And then Rocket's like, I'm going to leave a turd in your pillow. And Star's like, you're going to leave a turd in my pillow? He's like, didn't say mine. It's going to be one of Drax's. I have notoriously huge turds.
So juvenile, but so funny.
Oh, I also liked when the fleet was coming up behind them. What planet?
Sovereign.
The Sovereign fleet was coming up behind them. And Drax is like, it's because Rocket stole batteries. Hey, I don't know. What a mystery this is.
That's so great. Oh my god, this is such a fun movie.
All
right, so we have Drax getting shot in the throat, which is amazing.
Second cutscene.
Was that Teenage Groot?
No, that was the original Guardians.
Oh yeah, with Stallone getting everyone back together.
Let's steal some shit.
That surprised me because we had 4 shits in that movie. Does the 4th not count because it was technically outside of the movie, or is it because that it wasn't an F-bomb that you can get an extra?
Probably.
One in there.
It's probably a combination of both.
I don't know. But that was their 4th one. I'm like, you got 4? On PG-13?
Nice.
Interesting. No one else cared.
No, nobody did. You were worried about the wrong things.
We got Teenage Groot.
That was hilarious.
It was. I love that he's going to be, probably, I assume, fully aged by the time Infinity War comes around. I don't think I don't think the Guardians are going to have a big role in that movie because Chris Pratt's already filming Jurassic World 2, and Avengers Infinity War is still in film.
Well, he filmed some scenes early too.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to have that big of a role.
At least in the first part.
Yeah, we'll see, because if he's already off doing another movie and everyone else is still on set, unless scheduling wise they stacked all of his stuff up front, but my guess is the Guardians aren't going to have that big of a role in it.
it doesn't not make sense to stack his stuff up because he's still not that far off from when post-production and pickups probably happened.
Who the hell knows, but we'll see. The post-credits, I love, and we mentioned this last week, there is an original song for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Which is great. It's so, like, 70s funk.
And it's playing through the credits were awesome.
And everyone's dancing, including, we get Cosmo in there, we get Jeff Goldblum's The Collector.
The Collector.
David Hasselhoff's in there dancing. It's amazing.
It was awesome. Third cutscene was Stan Lee with the Watchers again.
Yep, and he's just explaining everything, and they just seem not to care.
No, they just kind of wandered off.
He's like, come on, guys, where's my ride home?
Yeah, guys, my ride home.
I do want to clear it up for, because originally I thought, like, the Watchers were a bigger deal. Not only were, like, we seeing, like, literally, like, picture-perfect Watchers. The Watchers, for me, are a Fantastic Four property. I mean, that's where they originated. It was in the same issue that we get Galactus and Silver Surfer. So I was always under the assumption that the Watchers would be a Fox property. So I'm like, oh my god, like, they made a deal with Fox for the Fantastic Four. It just hasn't been announced. James Gunn came out. He's like, no, that's one of those characters where there are shared rights, kind of like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
So I was like, ah. But so that bummed me out a little. I was like, oh man.
Oh well. What was the next cutscene after Baby Groot or Teenage Groot?
Let's see. So we got Arrow in the Throat, Teenage Groot, Watchers.
You had the original Guardians.
Yep.
The fifth one.
Left an impact, I can tell you that.
Let's see. 5 post-credit scenes. This is April 19th. Deciphering. Here we go.
I always hate those articles. They're like,
That's on April 25th.
they're like explaining the post-credit scenes. Like, they were there. It's fine. What needs to be explained?
Adam Warlock.
Oh, yeah! So that was interesting because I mentioned this before. Adam Warlock has been teased in 2 separate movies, like appearing that he'd already been birthed.
Yes.
But apparently, ignore that Easter egg because that doesn't count anymore.
Mm-mm.
Because he's going to be birthed from the Sovereign to go hunt the Guardians, which he has, I forget the name of his villainous alter ego, but he has been a villain as well as a hero. So I think that's exciting that we're going to get Adam Warlock. He's a major cosmic character.
You're very excited about that.
Yeah, and apparently, I
will name him Adam. You're like, Adam Warlock?
So I'm also wrong about him having the Soul Gem, apparently. But I still hold that Idris Elba might have the Soul Gem.
I think that he does.
With that line, like, I can see 10 billion souls from here.
Yeah, we're due for the last gem anyway.
Yeah.
Last Infinity Stone.
Such a specific line. So maybe it's in his sword. Maybe it's in his eyes, because that's, how he sees all that stuff. We'll
It's
see.
either in his eyes or the sword.
Or maybe it's somewhere else. But,
well,
just a guess, just a gander.
Someplace private.
It's not up his ass.
I wasn't going to say that. Maybe he's wearing a Soul Gem codpiece.
Okay. But yeah, I guess that'll kind of do it for Guardians. I loved this.
Oh, it was.
I can't wait to watch this
so
movie
much fun.
again. I think,
like, with the benefit of being able to pause, rewind, and see things. And
I remember the first one. I went and I saw opening weekend, and I think the next weekend my parents were like, "Have you heard of this Guardians movie? Do you want to go see this?" I'm like,
yes, please.
Yes, I've never seen this.
Well, I remember when I watched it with you.
Thank
It was the first time I watched it. Like, this is like this must have been like to see Star Wars.
Oh, the first one, yeah. The first one, I definitely had more of that sense of, like, on wonderment. And I remember when I got, the first time in a while, I got that kind of, like, Star Wars feeling. Is when they were escaping the prison with, like, the gravity being turned off and flying that guard station out of there. That was kind of the first time I was like, oh, this is like Star Wars.
Did you pick up on, by the way, when they were, Rocket and Yondu were in the brig, in the prison on the ship, that when Groot brought the guy's eye, that was the same eye that he wanted from the first.
Yeah, that was the reference. We're going to need that guy's eye.
I love Rocket's. Did I not wink with the right eye again?
Oh, that's so funny. Such a good movie. So damn funny. I loved it.
Yes.
Like I said, this is a positive show. Go see it. I hope you enjoyed us being like, hey, remember that funny thing? And
well, go see the movie and then
Giggling
re-listen to our podcast and enjoy the funny things with us.
But I guess that'll do it for our review. Go see the damn movie.
It was
so
really good.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I apologize to the rest of the theater where I was just going like, what? What? Constantly.
Well, the guy that was like to my left and behind me, he made like a really audible whoa noise at some point.
Oh, I forgot to mention up front.
He also burped really loudly at some point.
I am a big fan of allocated seating. I love it.
Yes.
Because I love not, like, I can just pick it ahead of time. I don't have to show up like.
Oh yeah,
half
somebody
an
was
hour
in our
early.
seats.
People were in our seats when we showed up. Like you weren't there yet, so I
No, because I was in
went
line
in
for Twizzlers.
and I walked to my seat, and there are people there, and I leave. I'm like, am I in the right? Did I accidentally go into the wrong theater? I mean, it seemed reasonable. I had not, and I go back, and they're like, oh, sorry, we must have made a mistake. And then they got up and went to the front row. I'm like, you didn't make a mistake. You just tried to jack my seats.
Or you're just jacking a movie.
Or because there was no usher there, so that was the other option.
Which was weird for a Sunday evening. Like I had my ticket out and I walked right in.
No, they just left and I just said, hey, thanks for warming them up.
Oh wow, that's nice of you. That's nice of you to acknowledge their service.
I'll throw some shade.
Attaboy.
Sons of bitches stealing my seats.
Yeah,
I love allocated seating. Get out.
yeah. I paid for this seat. It was also probably smart that you and I didn't sit directly next to each other. That there was a buffer, so we didn't talk the whole time.
I never talk during movies.
No, because I would have been like, "Who's that? What's that?
I know.
Why are you so excited?"
I've told you to shut up in so many movies.
It's true. Well, I mean, I don't understand some of the things that are going on.
But we're moving on to letters to the editors.
Lot of questions, number one. Damn few answers.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Make it so.
I switched this out last minute for a different question.
Oh, okay.
This one's more topical.
Ooh, tropical.
So, take that next week's question.
Oh my.
What do you think of the lack of Wonder Woman marketing? And so just to give a slight bit of context, what this is coming out of is there was an article that came out this week comparing the Wonder Woman marketing to Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and also even comparing it to Justice League. And even like the YouTube page, Wonder Woman has 4 videos on their YouTube compared to Justice League, which isn't out for almost a year. Or not a year now, but much later in the year compared to Wonder Woman in a month. And they have 11 videos of Wonder Woman. It's we have 4. And there's been no real push on billboards. Actually, they kind of popped up today, but there's been no real push online or anything else. And then they're also under fire for the limited marketing. They have one of their bigger pushes with strong female character. Who should we go market with? I know. Let's go with a bar called Think Thin.
Oops.
So, yeah.
If you want to my knee-jerk reaction to the question, I think DC is taking an approach of we're going to underpromise and overdeliver with this movie because with their last 2 movies, they overpromised and underdelivered. Think about how big they made Batman v Superman and how big they made Suicide Squad.
I mean, Batman v Superman was 3 solid years of marketing.
Yeah, and the big-time marketing and the push that went into Suicide Squad, the
Joker who wasn't in the movie.
They both overpromised and underdelivered, so I think they're going to try a different strategy of maybe if we underpromise and then overdeliver.
But they already have more marketing for Justice League.
Which is also foolish, I think. I think they're focusing...
Wonder Woman's a character who's been around for 75 years.
Yeah, but I think for this movie...
The first female-led superhero movie in over a decade. I think the last one was Catwoman.
I think until DC gets its feet underneath it, and they put out a movie that people go, that was on par with the Marvel stuff, they need to scale back, because people are going to go see these movies, all right?
Or the early rumors are true and this is a bad movie.
That was also a thought, but...
Because there were those rumors of the early screenings and tests that were going very poorly.
Yeah. Much like the King Arthur movie coming out this week has no reviews out.
Oh yeah, that movie's going to be total garbage.
Which is weird for a
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, Jude Law film.
Well, Guy Ritchie post-Madonna marriage and Guy Ritchie pre-Madonna are very different directors.
Guy Ritchie put together 2 really good Sherlock Holmes movies.
They were okay.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
They're kind of generic.
They weren't great, but they weren't bad.
Yeah.
I like the Sherlock Holmes movies. I really like Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes.
He's good in everything.
Yes, he is. So I'd like to think it's my theory of they're underpromising and they'll overdeliver. But your thought of...
It might not be.
When is it coming out?
A month.
A month? And we haven't really seen any advanced reviews yet?
We're still probably too far out. They dropped the final trailer, which looks good. We'll see. I don't know how to feel about this movie yet. I mean, I guess I'll have to wait till I see the damn thing, but...
Well, I think we'll know...
I want it to be good. This is, one of the 3 biggest characters in the DC pantheon.
In 2 or 3 weeks when reviews are supposed to start coming out if there's an embargo.
Yeah, embargoes are never a good thing.
No. If you can't find information about a movie before it comes out, it's probably not good.
No. I don't know. I don't think it's, people are throwing out, all these conspiracy theories of like, it's because it's led by a woman. I'm like, I don't think it's because it's led by a woman. I just think it's probably a bad movie.
Yes, not a well put together movie. Yeah.
Regardless of the gender, it's probably just not a good movie.
It could have a male lead and be a bad movie, and it's still.
And I think you're probably right. Warner Brothers is probably feeling a little burned. I mean, they've made money on Batman v Superman and made money on Suicide Squad, but not as much money as they should have made, and were panned really hard on both fronts.
Well, I mean, those movies were going to make money regardless.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
I mean, Wonder Woman is going to make money. Justice League is going to make money. But is it going to make money like it could from people going back for a second or third viewing?
Well, I mean, the way that you always have to look at movies, and maybe they're trying a different strategy, is the general formula you take is like, okay, this is the budget, now double it for marketing. Maybe you don't do that with Wonder Woman.
Mm-mm.
Maybe you take a quarter of it.
I'm thinking that you underpromise and overdeliver on this one.
We'll
and I think that might help turn the opinion. If you underpromise and underdeliver, then I think you find yourself, well, at least they're being realistic about what they're putting out.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I want it to be good. I hope it's good.
Yeah. Well, you said that about Batman v Superman. You said that about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I was
disappointed.
Yeah. Made me sound like a sad parent.
Oh, I'm not mad at you, DC. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I guess I'm mad, but not really. Doesn't really matter.
No.
If I want to go see some good Batman, let's go. I know some comics I can go pick up.
Yes, or some animated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can go watch the animated series any day of the week.
And twice on Sunday.
The Lord's Day.
Hmm.
But if you want to find the show, you can go over to editorsnotecomics.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, we will do the video thing. We had a wardrobe malfunction. But if you want to go support the show, throw $1 our way per month over on Patreon. We'd appreciate it. It gets you this show a day early.
I think that we really should do the video blog of me going to my first con. And it should be the Bangor Con.
I know a guy that wants to go with you.
I know that. You know a guy that wants to go with me. We could video blog our day together. He could video me exploring the con for the first time.
Sounds adorable. I can give you a camera.
All right.
Not to keep.
Oh. I was like, a raise!
Wait, who's going to let the dog out that day then? No! You stay here.
You never have me come let the dog out.
Well, I usually have options.
Oh. I can let the dog out and then go to the show and come back and let the dog out at night.
Maybe.
I want to go to the show.
Fair. Should be a good time. I hope it is.
When is it again?
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I think I can make that work. That's just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
That'd be a great video. There we go.
I can't wait for that.
I've been talking about it for 2 weeks. Let's do it.
I like going to shows. That's an easy one because I don't have to pay hotel expenses.
No, you just drive back and forth to Bangor.
Yeah.
There it is. It's like it's a week and a half, almost 2 weeks away.
But yeah, if you want to throw $1 our way, you get the show a day early, and apparently a video thing of Jared going to a show. And the show, we're also over on YouTube and, iTunes. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Currently on the Editor's Note Comics Podcast Network, we are still show numero uno. We're a network, baby.
We are the 2 whole shows. But the other show with the Patreon, you get it a whole week early, is the Buffy back issue bin.
The show that will be the more popular show by the end of this month, I guarantee.
And not because of me.
Probably because it's more of a specific show.
Specific show that,
there isn't another one out there like it. There are other shows like this out there.
Well, no. This is very unique. Often imitated, never duplicated. We're unique. But no, the Buffy back issue bin does hit a specific niche for Buffy and Angel fans.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
We are a more broad, wide-ranging topic, but we're still number 1 on the network.
Yeah, for now.
Where's the shop?
Oh yeah, 210 Water Street in downtown Hollowell, Maine.
Any specials or sales?
Nope, just did them.
I think there's
I'm not doing a sale again for a while.
No, but there's summer in Hollowell will start to heat up a little bit, and more people will come.
It'll be nice.
Well, the Hollowell Day is going to be a big day for you. Are you going to put anybody in the parade? You have a parade float?
I should put Leo in it. The giant turtle.
Oh, you should.
Just put him in the
Just
back.
put him on my car and just drive him down through.
I might need your car soon. We'll see.
For what?
I don't know. I got to go check out some guy's collection, and it's massive. Actually, I might have to get the white van.
Oh, wow.
I get those calls on a pretty regular basis, but usually I say I'm not going to do it. People are like, I can't come to you. You can come to me. This guy's close enough. I'm like, all right. I do those if you're nearby. If you're half an hour out, I'm like, absolutely not.
Oh.
I'm not driving an extra
Maybe
hour
I'll get
in
to
my
work.
day.
Maybe I'll get to work in the shop on Old Hallowell Day.
You can, it's fine. You can hang out.
I was almost gonna tweet out that I was gonna be. I was at the shop for like 20 minutes on Free Comic Book Day. I still haven't read that Star Trek comic yet.
Oh.
I got to read that.
I haven't read it either.
But I was gonna tweet out to the Edheads that I would be at the shop on Free Comic Book Day from like 1 to 2 to sign things. Like, if you want me to devalue this thing that you have, I will sign it for you.
And you're on Twitter.
Yeah, at Junior Rich.
Enjoy that. But we'll be back.
I haven't been very tweety lately. I gotta re-up my Twitter game.
Tweeter.
After having one of the #1 trending tweets on the night that the Ten Commandments was on, I gotta reset myself.
Whenever my Twitter follower numbers go up, whenever I throw out a promotional thing, I just wait for them to drop down a couple of people every single time. It's cyclical. But we'll be back next week because we're gonna start prepping for Thor Ragnarok.
That's still like several months away.
We got a lot of shows to prep for it.
Well, yeah.
I'm excited about that movie.
Yes. I suppose I should start doing my homework you gave me a week ago.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, well.
It's a thick book.
It is a thick book. And I have a thick skull.
We'll be back.
Time to bounce.